Okay, let's start recording on there.
Do you want to ask me a question? Or?
Yeah. So Jen, can you please tell us about what's been going on with the absentee ballot fiasco, which been you were at the protest in Doylestown, and basically just give us a rundown of what's been happening and what you want the people to find out, because the media coverage has been very biased.
Right. So first, my name is Jennifer Stefano, S-T-E-F as in Frank, A-N-O, chair of the Conservative Leadership Coalition. Basically what's been happening is the Democrats, using this fictitious office, Pennsylvania Voters Assistance Office, were sending out letters to people in Bristol and Lower Bucks County implying that somehow there was going to be a problem with them voting, that they were going to have trouble getting to the polls or trouble being allowed to vote. So basically they were setting it up as, oh, you might be intimidated to vote, you need to fill out these absentee ballots, which were going to be sent to this post office box, which actually was in the name of Patrick Murphy's campaign manager. And what's really concerning about that is it simply wasn't true. There are no problems. The Board of Election runs a very fair election here in Bucks County. I think it runs it fair to both sides, Republican or Democrat. And as a grassroots activist, I don't care what party's in power or what party I'm particularly for this year. What I care most about is that people's rights aren't trampled on. And I feel that the Murphy campaign was trying to trample on people's rights. It was trying to scare them. They were going to take these absentee ballots, which should really be going directly to the Board of Election. Instead, they were taking them to this post office box. And why would they need to do that? It would either be, number one, they were going to go through them and throw out any that voted for Republican or broke for Republican this year, or number two, they were going to flood the Board of Election office with a lot of fake or misinformed absentee ballots, and then cause this big problem when the vote count came. And it's really disgraceful. Today is election day, and we found signs being put up, they say paid for by the Democratic committee, that say if you have been turned away or having problems voting at this poll, call this woman. Well, first of all, it's illegal to post those types of signs on a building, and also there are no problems voting, and if there were, you don't call the Democrats, you don't call the Republicans, you call the Board of Elections. That's who you call when you have problems. So the idea that somehow the Democrats are going to quote-unquote handle any problems at the poll is a fallacy. They're biased, they're partisan, they want their guy to win, and they are not who you should be calling if you have voter problems. And I think these signs are going up, in my personal opinion, to intimidate people, to scare them from walking into the poll, so that that way they can go back to these people and say, oh, these people have problems, and try to repudiate the vote, because they are not, in my opinion, going to win today. They are going to, in the congressional election, they're going to lose.
Now, do you feel that by doing this, Patrick Murphy is actually undermining the votes of the military, knowing that they vote with absentee ballots?
Sure, you're undermining the votes of anyone who is going to be out of town, of the military in particular.